everyone. Today we're reading from Galatians 4 verses 8 through 20. And here Paul is just continuing to warn believers in Galatia not to return to the old way of living. They were pagans before they were introduced to the gospel of Jesus Christ. And in that system, their righteousness, any sort of affection that they would receive from these gods, these created gods, all about their own performance. And Paul relates that to legalism, and he says if you want to return to that, if you want to find your righteousness and obedience to the law, or find your favor with God and your actions, it's just returning to a pagan state of belief. And it's really challenging to us because what Paul says in verse 15 can really clue us in on whether or not our obedience to Jesus is out of freedom and joy, or if we're stuck in a legalistic mindset of trying to earn our way back to Him. In verse 15, he just says simply, what has happened to all of your joy? What has happened to all of your joy? And that really challenged me this morning as I was reading that if I walk in obedience to Jesus Christ, there ought to be a sense of freedom and joy in following what Jesus has set before us. But if I'm living in obedience and my motivation is more of fear, more of doubt, whether or not I'm in a good relationship with God, or if it's pride and trying to build myself up, make myself look better than maybe other believers, or make myself look good enough to God, that is just a clear sign that we have an idol in our heart of legalism, of performance-based religion. And Jesus came to set us free from that. If that was His goal for us to continue to live in that, He wouldn't promise us life to the fullest. Because the truth is we'd be enslaved again to all the Mosaic laws, all the struggle of just trying to find our own identity, our own worth, and our performance. And so just to encourage you today to think about just your daily living and whether or not your obedience to Jesus is bringing joy, is rooted in a joy, rooted in a belief that Jesus has already paid the price for my sin. He's covered my debt, and because of that, I can live in freedom. I can live confident in my relationship with God, that I am in the right place, and I can obey and follow Christ out of a joy. And when I do struggle, when I do fail, if I discover an idol within my heart, I can go back, confess it, and receive that freedom that Christ offers. So hope that encourages you today. Have a great day.